Good morning. Welcome to kindergarten. I hope you're having a good day. Ready for Bible class? I hope so. Let's start with a word of prayer, please. Father, thank you for your goodness and another day. Thank you for each one of our children and the big person that's helping them today. Help us to have a good day. Help everyone to listen and learn and obey. We ask in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, we will start with our verses. First verse is Genesis 1:1. Do you remember it? Genesis 1:1. Let's say it all together, please. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. I need everybody to sing with me. Everybody stand up. Okay, everybody stand up and sing. We want to hear you, okay? Valerie, we want to hear you today. Alessandro, we want to hear you. Let's hear you. Ready? In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. This week's verse is found in John 1:3. All things were made by him. Who made everything? God did, didn't he? Okay, let's say it 3 times, please. Everybody with me. All things were made by him. All things were made by him. One more time. All things were made by him. Our story today, we have the same story we had yesterday about Adam and Eve and obedience, learning to obey. Adam and Eve didn't obey God, did they? Let's have our story again. Remember, God told Adam and Eve, there are all these beautiful trees in the garden and yummy, yummy, yummy. You can eat from all of them except one tree, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Do not eat from that tree because the day you eat from it, you will die. Now, Adam and Eve knew good, but they did not know evil. There was no evil in the world. They didn't know what evil was. They didn't know what die meant. If you eat it, you're going to die. What does that mean? They didn't know that either because nothing died then. God made the world and everything was perfect. Nothing died. Nope, not at all. But God gave them a rule and they didn't understand. They knew what it meant to obey. God said, don't eat it. That means don't eat. Eve was in the garden one day and she saw the snake. That's right, the serpent came to her. And the serpent said, is it true? Is it true that you can't eat all the trees in the garden? Well, this was something new to Eve because she didn't know snakes could talk. I wonder if any of the other animals could talk. This is really cool. But it wasn't the snake that was talking because snakes don't talk. That was the devil. The devil got inside that snake and was talking to Eve. She didn't know it. He fooled her. Well, Eve talked back to the snake and she said, well, God said we can eat them all except one tree. That one over there, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God says the day we eat from that tree, we will die. Oh, you won't really die. Really? Oh, no. God just said that because he doesn't want you to eat from it because he knows if you eat from that tree, you will be smart like him. You'll know everything that he does. Well, that was what she wanted. God was so smart. And she wanted to be smart like God. She looked at that tree. Now, God said, don't eat it. But he was just being mean. He just didn't want her to have something. Now, that's not how God is. If God tells you don't touch something because it's not good, then we don't touch because it's not good. Same with your mama. If your mama says don't touch, like the stove or knives or medicine, if they say don't touch, that means don't Touch. Mama says, don't touch my cell phone. That means don't touch. Well, Eve went and looked over that fruit. And she looked at it. It looked pretty good. Got up close. Smelled sweet. She reached out. She touched it. Nothing happened. Okay. She picked it off the tree. Nothing happened. She looked at it. She wanted to be smart like God. God said, don't touch. But she really wanted to know everything. There were so many cool things. She wanted to know them. And she took a bite. And immediately her body felt different. She looked down and her body looked different. She didn't have any clothes on. She didn't know that. Her body changed. And she got scared. She felt bad inside because she had obeyed. She didn't know what to do. She went and she found Adam. And Adam looked at Eve. Oh, what happened to her? What happened to Eve? And then he saw her hands. He saw the fruit in her hand. Oh, Eve, why did you eat that? Well, the snake said that if I ate it, I would be as wise as God. I would know good and evil. And I wanted to be like God. Adam, eat it too, so you're like me. Adam looked at it. He had a choice to make. God said, don't eat it. You will die. Didn't know what die meant, but he looked at Eve and she was different. But if he didn't eat, he would be different. See, when he went and he named all the animals, there was nobody like him. And he felt kind of funny. He wanted somebody like him. But now there's nobody like him again. He had a choice to make. He could eat and be like Eve, or he could stay and do what was right, and be different, and be all alone. Adam made the choice to eat, and he ate that fruit. And then he became different too. And he looked down and was like, oh, I don't have any clothes on. And Adam and Eve didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do. They had to do something about not being naked. So they went and they picked some leaves off the trees and tried to tie them together and make clothes. And it was awful. And they were so sad and they didn't know what to do. But what are we going to tell God? What's going to happen when God finds out? And they went and they hid. Later on in the day, they heard God. Adam, how'd your day go today? Do anything cool? Adam, where are you? Adam, are you hiding? Adam, why are you hiding? See, God already knew. God knew what Adam had done, but God wanted Adam to tell. God knew, God saw. God sees everything. God knew. He said, Adam, what are you doing? Well, I hid because I'm naked. Who told you you were naked, Adam? Who told you? Adam, did you eat from that tree that I told you not to eat from? Well, it was her fault. It was her fault. She told me to eat. You gave me that woman, and she made me eat it. She told me it's her fault. And it's your fault because you gave me her. She got me into trouble. Do you ever do that? And God said, Eve? Well, it was his snake. He fooled me. He talked to me, and he told me, and he fooled me. And snake? What's your excuse? See, the snake, it wasn't the snake's fault because it was the devil talking through him. God says, snake, let's start with you. Okay. Snake. Because you did wrong, from now on you're going to crawl on your belly and you're going to eat dirt. Have you ever seen a snake? They go like this. They don't smell like us. And that's how they sense things, their tongue. And they got lots of dirt in their mouth. He said, and not only that, women are going to be afraid of you. They're going to hate snakes, and they do. And one day, that woman's going to have a child, and you're going to bite the child, and he's going to step on your head. And it made no sense to them. They did. But that was okay because God knew what he was talking about. That's one day, the child of that woman is going to crush your head. Whatever. Eve, you're going to have children. And when you have children, it's going to be very painful. It's going to be painful all the time for those kids. And then after they're born, oh my goodness, they're going to cause you all kinds of pain. But because you sinned, you didn't obey, you brought it on yourself. And your husband's going to be telling you what to do, okay? He's going to kind of help you to keep you out of trouble. And you're always going to want him around to do for you. You're not going to have to work hard, and you're going to sweat and stink and get dirty because you didn't obey. Up till now, it's been real easy, but you're going to have to go work hard to make the food grow. There's going to be weeds. They didn't even know what weeds were, but they were going to find out. God said it's going to be so hard that you're going to wish you hadn't obeyed. You had obeyed. You wanted to find out what evil was? Well, welcome to evil. Evil is pain. Evil is death. Evil is stink and sweat and poop and all sorts of things that you don't even know. That's evil. You wanted to know evil? Well, you're going to find out. Yep, you're going to find out. And work hard. Now, about those, what are you wearing? What is that you are wearing? Well, we're naked. They tied leaves together to try to make clothes, and it was not comfortable, and it didn't work, and it was a mess. I said, no, Adam, you cannot cover your sin with leaves. We're going to have to do something about it. So God killed animals so that Adam and Eve would have some clothes. He took their skin. We don't know what kind of animal it was. Could have been a cow, lamb, we don't know. But God killed some animals and took their skin and made clothes for Adam and Eve. See, something who did not deserve to die had to die because of their sin. And then God said, and Adam and Eve, you cannot stay in my garden. I made this beautiful garden for you, but you cannot stay here. Because there's another tree in here that you cannot eat from. And you didn't obey before. And so if I let you stay here, you're going to eat from that tree. And if you eat from that tree, that's bad news. Okay? That tree is the tree of life. And if you eat from that tree, you will never die. Never, never, never. And this world will be a mess like you can't imagine. So you got to leave my garden. So out you go. Out you go. Adam and Eve had to leave the garden. And just to make sure they didn't come back, God sent an angel with a sword of fire at the entrance of the garden to make sure they didn't come back. And that later on their children didn't come back. God has many good things for us, but when we don't obey, we mess it up. God gives us rules. Our mommies and daddies give us rules. They're there to protect us. Our mommies and daddies know the things that will hurt us. And if they say, do not do that, do not go there, don't play in the street, don't play with that, don't play with matches, don't touch, then that's exactly what they mean because they are trying to protect you. Mommies and daddies give us rules. God gives us all rules. Don't do it because you will make a mess. We'll be learning, I think, next week our verse is about obeying. But we need to learn to obey. Let's say our verse 3 times, and then our lesson will be done for today. John 1:3. All things were made by him. 2 more times. All things were made by him. All things were made by him.